I'm Amrutavashni from Pondicherry. The urge and hunger to learn new things on a daily basis has completely transformed into a different person at Sasi.
Hi, నేను వసంత రాఘవి. నేను వైజాగ్ నుండి వచ్చాను. ఐఎమ్ స్టడింగ్ ఫైనల్ ఇయర్. ఈ కాలేజ్లో జాయిన్ చేసిన తర్వాత రోజు నాకు చాలా మంచి ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ ఐఎమ్ గెటింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ దెమ్.
என் பேர் ஷாரன் ஹெப்சிபா. நான் திருநெல்வேலியிலேருந்து வரேன். நான் இங்கே சசி கிரியேட்டிவ் ஸ்கூல் ஆஃப் ஆர்கிடெக்சரில் ஃபைனல் இயர் படிக்கிறேன். இங்கே காலேஜில் ஒவ்வொரு நாளுமே எனக்கு புது அனுபவமாக இருந்துச்சு. நான் நிறைய புது விஷயத்தை கற்றுக்கிட்டேன்.
Hi, I'm Harshini from Hyderabad. I'm a final year student at Sasi Creative School of Architecture. Here at Sasi, I believe that good design is rooted through a strong communication.
Hi, I'm Kavi Veena from Ahmedabad. मुझे बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स हैं इधर कॉलेज में. मुझे इधर रहना बहुत पसंद है, लाइक होम अवे फ्रॉम होम.
Coimbatore is one of the fastest growing urban agglomerations in India. With its ever-growing textile, engineering, agro-based and IT industries, it has now become the second largest municipal corporation in Tamil Nadu, second only to Chennai. With such vast and phenomenal urban spread and growth comes a lot of developmental, social, physical and spatial pressures. We, as a leading institute of architecture in this city, strongly believe that we must contribute to the cause of a sustainable growth and channelized redevelopment in this city.
This year, we have identified cohesive spaces as our design brief. We have identified 3 particular neighborhoods: Saravanampatti-Avinasi Road and Road-Irugur. And in these neighborhoods, we have analyzed 5 different components, and we have tried to create a self-sustainable neighborhood which is walkable, which is pedestrian friendly, which has its own waste management, food production units and art and cultural center. So we have identified the social spaces along Avinasi Road, along Irugur, in Saravanampatti, and we have designed adaptable spaces for the communities along this neighborhood. So we are looking at a self-sustainable neighborhood which can cater for 2020.
We wanted our students to explore such concepts that transform these places into friendly neighborhoods and steer the growth in the right direction.
A group of 60 researchers have worked over a period of 6 months at our studio, back in field, back and forth, from design table to case studies, to understand the real situation, to understand the real issues of our city and give solutions.
Hi, I'm Harshini Shaktivel, final year student at Sasi Creative School of Architecture. We are here at Saravanampatti. It's a growing neighborhood of Coimbatore city. We are here so that we make it a better space for people to live in.
Saravanampatti is a developing suburban area. The main reason behind choosing this site is due to the developing potential IT boom happened in 2009, which caused the rapid urbanization. One of the highlighted existing feature is the canal which is running through the site. The main basis of the site selection is the major roads, which is the Satti-Vilangurchi Road and Satti-Kalapatti Road that forms an urban containment. Prozone Mall on the Satti Road is adjacent to the site and is the only social factor in the locality. Due to the potential development of the IT, there is an increase in the number of residences and when compared to the commercial and industries. According to the land use, there is 49% of residences, 36% of commercial buildings, 10.2% of agricultural and parent lands and 4.8% of industries. Considering the future development of the potential factor, which is the IT boom, there will be an increase in the number of the residences, which would eventually result in the number of commercial and public spaces.
The southern part of the site is located at the junction of Sati Road and Vilangurchi Road. Along the Vilangurchi Road and Sati Road, we can experience the numerous industries and commercial shops. The most of the industries are based on engineering works. The major landmark of the zone are Prozone Mall, Shankara Eye Hospital,
agricultural land and water tanks. The amount of barren lands are comparatively high, and the barren lands are owned by mill owners and industrial owners. On a comparative note, the residences are very less, which is occupied by the workers of the industries and commercial shops. Looking at the traffic flow, the Sati Road and Vilangurchi Road consist of the highest traffic in number. The major reason for the traffic flow is due to the presence of industries and high-end retails, and the Sati Road acts as a highway which is used by the lot of heavy vehicles.
The largest zone in the steady part on the basis of area, which is about 166 acres, on the northern part of an urban triangle with the major spine of the city, the Sati Road running to its west, happened to study the area in consideration with various factors in dimensions and statistics, the foremost factor being the population in terms of growth and consistency, happened to study the area in consideration with various factors in terms of dimensions and statistics, the foremost factor being the population in terms of growth and consistency, which is floating in character. Certainly, the opportunities are the neighborhood IT parks, the schools, the colleges, and the land value being the trigger factors. On a predominant note, talking about adaptability in terms of consideration with the growth rate and the opportunities, in time span of 10 years from 2009, Saravanampatti has seen an incremental diversity and a mix of users. On this note, the subjected site has a high potential in terms of growth as an urban mixed-use culture development, and also as a vertical and horizontal expansion opportunities, as we have found availability of land parcels. Population is growing in size, but it's discontent. The functionality problems and the loss of identity are the major issues. This requires an approach that's in case functional and also in consideration with the perceptual aspects of the behavioral inhabitants in relation with their environment.
This existing zone 10 is located in the eastern part of this Saravanampatti site. It is a 23-acre zone, and it mostly comprises of mixed-use buildings and residences and shops.
So in this existing zone, there are around 204 residential houses, and during the past 20 to 30 years, the people generally followed mixed-use typologies. Henceforth, all the migrated people had their residential and commercial kind of buildings in a one single block. So during these recent intervals, government schools were initiated from standards 1 to 5, and even a government nursery school. And majority of the commercial buildings are located towards the Vilangurchi Road, and most of the residential blocks and the mixed blocks are located towards the Umayapuram locality, that's towards the inner region of the zone 10. Since there are a lack of disposal bins and lack of drainage functions in these localities, the wastewater from the households are flown towards the neighboring barren lands, and the household waste and the industrial wastes are also disposed in the neighboring plots. Hence, the barren lands are not maintained properly.
When comparing to the other side zones on the Saravanampatti, our zone lies on the urban fringes. It has a special rural character. It contributes about 63% of green spaces, which includes farmlands, household trees and periphery trees around the site. And 37% contributes to the built-up spaces. That includes houses, typologies of Paka houses, semi-Paka houses and Bangla Western modern houses. And the other special character that add to the site is canal that starts from a Saravanampatti canal, and it ends at the Achankulam lake. It flows through and penetrates through our site. There is an issue in our zone study area, that is, it has a weak social bonding. So if the canal that can be rejuvenated into a waterfront development, it creates a good social bonding between the LIG, HIG and MIG middle income groups.
By understanding the urban fundamentals through analysis and documentation, we have figured out all problems in each zones. We have proposed 8 different projects in which it enhances the quality of life, livelihood and interaction between people to create the proper urban spaces. When comparing to other building typologies, there are more number of residential units in our site. The main motive of the proposal is to develop the transit flow, the recreation spaces, the public spaces and enhancing the streetscapes in order to socialize people more on streets. The 8 different proposals are: Decongestion of Sakti Villanguruchi node in which mainly to abate the traffic in main node. Optimistic invigoration of Sakti road that enhance the traffic flow and pedestrian movement. Gentrification of an urban nexus in Kalapatti road. Overhauling of Villanguruchi road to satisfy the public amenities in Villanguruchi node. Refurbishment of Saravanampatti Kalvai in which the canal is revitalized by adding the public spaces adjacent to canal. The Murugan Street is a main street is enhanced with streetscapes that acts as a prototype for other streets. The loop connection. The public neighborhood parks are redesigned and connected as a loop with enhancing pedestrian pathways. The eatery point. The eatery point is a food park which provided to adjacent to canal in which enhance the interaction between the urban population.
Saravanampatti has three major roads, Sati Road, Villankurchi Road and Kalapatti Road. Sati Road and Villankurchi Road combines together and that road leads to Gandhipuram Road. That particular node is our proposal. The proposal focuses mainly on the decongestion of the immense traffic that is occurring currently in that road. First, initially we concentrated on dividing the improper two-lane roads that is crossing front and back in that road. It is an NH road, so we gave a separate service lane for heavy vehicles and buses to free-flowing traffic. And it has three major roads, and for pedestrians, to avoid pedestrian traffic on the road, we also provided an underpass. The design concept of that underpass involves sustainable materials, roofing, flooring and natural lighting ventilation, which is significantly essential for it.
This proposal is entirely about making the existing Sati road more functional with the reduced traffic movement and increased pedestrian movement. The main objective and goal of a project is to widen the road up to 100 feet without touching the buildings on the either side for the entire stretch of 3 kilometers. The existing road differs in the entire stretch at undetermined intervals, which plays the role in traffic issues. Overhead walkway at regular intervals serves an optimization of the pedestrian movement in surface of the highway road. Bus stops, auto stands and cycling trails at regular intervals enables the feature for last mile connectivity, which also plays the safety factor for people who use the road.
The Saravanampatti canal passes through our site, which is about 2.1 km in length. The area around the canal is being designed. The main motto of the proposal is to enhance the non-motorization and let people enjoy the waterage amidst the urban settlement by designing public-friendly spaces which reflect the local character surrounding the canal. Spaces like amphitheatre, organic farm and cafe are designed, which acts as a recreational space for both native dwellers and visitors. The project attempts to promote urban economy through amplifying urban infrastructure in a competitive location in the urban fringe. The elevated walkways and watchtower is designed to eliminate motorization through the proposed area and also let the people experience various vistas of the canal.
We are proposing a food park which is near to the canal. Considering the lack of urban recreational spaces in the Saravanampatti area, the design concept is based on fluidity of the canal flowing through the zone. The food park is considered of pavilion, water bodies and the food stalls, which act as a pull factor for the public interaction to take place.
Calling the public to participate in these workshop series on urban visioning of India. It's not about what our city will be, but what our city can be.
Join us in this moment to visualize and build a greater India. Jai Hind.